welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Anisa, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I'm going to be linked to down in the description, and let's get right into the video. So for today's video, I'm going to attempt again to use forms. I honestly really love forms. I always struggle on trying to use them. But I really do love them. That's why I continue to buy them, even though I don't know how to use them. I'm going to be using the Nut Like Lucy forms. I just want to do a basic short set. That's all I want. That's because if you guys know who Portia Nailed It is, I'll link her channel like in the description. So she's been using forms recently, and I was like, ugh, it makes me want to learn how to do attempt to do forms again. So that's what I'm doing in today's video. I'm just gonna do a short set, and then I'll probably do like a little design. I'm gonna be using this number 6 panna brush right here. I'm gonna be using JC Beauty Concepts monomer, and I'm going to be using a nude. I just haven't decided which nude yet. And so let's get right into the video. So of course I'm gonna start off by prepping my nails, and then it'll be time for the forms. And I'm gonna keep these on for real this time, so it has to turn out right. So let's get right into the video. So here are the JC Beauty Concepts odor reducer drops. I showed you guys this in a previous video, but I love these drops when I remember to use them. And this is a 180 grit sanding band. I'm just using it to push my cuticle back, as well as removing the shine from the natural nail. And I'm using it on the speed of 5,000 RPMs. Now I have the little ball cuticle bit. Well, this one's the big one, actually. It's not the little one. But what you want to do for this one is you kind of do want to put it up a little bit higher. So like on a speed of 6, 4, 7. Just because it really buffs off that dead skin. And if you use it too slow, it's not going to do much of anything. And it really will get any of that dead skin up. And here is the dehydrator and primer I'm using. So this dehydrator is from Mia Secret, and the primer is from JC Beauty Concepts. And I'm testing lifting out on myself because I've never used this primer before on myself. And here I am starting with the first form. These are from Nut Like Lucy, like I said. And the color I'm going to be using for my acrylic is Cover Fortune Cookie by Balm Nails. And you guys, this thumb was a struggle. OMG. I messed up this first one, so I went ahead and left it in so you guys can see how I messed up. But again, I was kind of out of frame a little bit, and I struggled for way longer than this with just the thumb, and it still didn't even come out right on the thumb. And it's just like it went around properly, but I couldn't get it to that little slidey thing. Even though I don't have much of a free edge, it couldn't, even after I cut it. Like I cut one of them and it still didn't fit properly. So I was like, what? So yeah, I struggled very badly. This was the only attempt I could get at this thumb. And as you'll see, that's me priming. As you'll see, I couldn't even get it to be square on the thumb. Like this is pretty much an overlay on the thumb because I couldn't get it to extend anymore onto the form. I will definitely have to try these forms again. And like I said, Portia Nailed It. She's been doing she did 2 videos. It was a form series that she did, and she ate, y'all. Like, it's so good. Like I said, I'll post the link to her channel down below in the description, because you guys, I've been trying to use forms for years. That's why I keep buying them, because I really enjoy them, but at the same time they just never work for me because I don't know how to get it on myself. And then if I do get it on myself, I get it too wide. Like the nail turns out super super wide, and I'm like, what? Like you see how like it's not even a square shape. Like, and I'm using this pan number 6 brush, which is also a mistake because it's just too small. So here this is in real time. Like, watch this. Like you see, that went on perfect. Like that got me so excited. Like that was real time, and like the application of this nail was flawless. Like I got me a nice square and everything. Like this nail, but this is also my index finger is the finger that I practice on to attempt to get the forms on. But this worked out like literally perfectly. So by the way that you use the odor reducer drops is you add 2 drops of 2 to 3 drops of the odor reducer, and then you pour your monomer in like regular, and your monomer will disperse the odor reducer drops to the proper amount. So you don't have to stir, and you might mess it up by stirring it and all that stuff, but you shouldn't have any issues or like fast setting or anything like that when you put the drops in. I haven't noticed that, and it doesn't change the consistency of the acrylic either. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me attempt to do these forms, and I'm just going for a very short square. I will file these down a little bit shorter as well, but you guys, my application was pretty good. It did help with me not getting any acrylic in my sidewalls or anything like that, just for the fact of you kind of can't because the form is there. So I really enjoy using forms. So I'm going to stop using tips? Absolutely not. Also, you will notice that my acrylic is drying kind of fast. That's because it was very hot in the garage that day. So please keep that in mind. I also did have to alter this form a little bit. I had to make some slits in the side. I didn't cut like a whole row, like a whole little like horseshoe shape out, what you might see me do in just a second for the ring finger. But I did just cut 2 slits in it so it can spread out properly, and it worked just fine after that. So obviously you saw that it does not fit across my ring finger. My ring finger is very weird, but as you can see, it did not fit. And so when I do this, it fit a little bit better, but that entire piece needed to be gone. So this form does look a little bit weird, but I needed it a little bit wider so it can get around my ring finger, because also my nail is crooked, like the nail itself is, not my finger. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So after I cut that entire part out, the form fit pretty much like regular, but I did need to cut this extra little piece off because it covered my nail bed, and I did kind of forget to prime my index finger for like the top section, but it was fine. I went ahead and primed it afterwards. But if you touch your nail bed, you want to go ahead and add the dehydrator again, and then go ahead and prime after the dehydrator is dry, because if you do while it's like not dry yet, it'll just dry up the primer. So yes, after this, like, it goes by so much easier. The pinky is so much better because I've had a little bit more practice, and I wished I would have pinched these nails a little bit, but I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about just getting it on and doing it right. So yeah, one thing I wish I would have did was pinch these nails and go in with a bigger brush, because I feel like that's why the nails came out like so bumpy, was because I was trying to use this teeny tiny brush to cover a large surface. So I had to do like a ton of brush strokes and try and force the product to go places where it couldn't go, just because the brush wasn't holding enough monomer because I was picking up such big beads. Reason why I put the alcohol on my nails because my finger was burning. My thumb also was too. It just happens you put a lot of acrylic down. It generates a lot of heat while it's curing, especially when it's hot and your acrylic is polymerized. It's gonna get a ton of heat. So alcohol will stop the burning reaction. So here is my application. As you can see, my pinky was so much better. My ring finger and my thumb look absolutely horrible. So the way that I get the little scraggly pieces off is I cut it with the scissors and the clipper, but I couldn't find my tip cutter because I know if when I use my tip cutter and it's those little fine pieces like that, or even my nipper, it comes off just fine. And in order to debulk these nails and seal around the cuticle area, I'm using a Pana 5-in-1 drill bit, and it's on the speed of 10,000 RPMs. And you can get these off of Amazon. I will have the link down below in the description. Y'all, these Pana 5-in-1 drill bits are fantastic. Once you know how to use them, they are kind of like a game changer because it takes down the perfect amount without it being too much. And the point is fine. It's a pretty tight, like it's like a tapered drill bit pretty much, but it also has that bigger section at the end. So it's literally fantastic. So those nails thinned out quickly, and these don't need to be super bulky anyways because they are kind of like a shorter length. And I'm using a Tammy Taylor peel and stick hand file. This is 100 grit. I know she has a 180 grit, I believe, and this is from Amazon as well. And you guys, I do enjoy this file. I just feel like the center board is kind of thick, like the plastic part is kind of thick. And also I was going to say something else about the file. I completely forgot what I was going to say about the file. It's a good file, but yeah, like I said, I feel like it's a little bit too thick. And then I feel like it's too thin for me as well. But I'm using it right now because it's all I got. So, yeah, and I have a ton of those little peel and stick things because it comes like that. So, it's a pretty good file, but it's just not my favorite. And you guys, if I would have used my 80/80 on this, oh, it would have thinned out even more. I'm also thinning it out with the file as well. As you can see, it's getting thinner and thinner. And I'll also go underneath the nail with the drill bit in a second to remove any of the bulkiness underneath if there is any. And I had a hard time getting my middle finger to be a little bit more narrow. As you're gonna see on one side, it's kind of a little bit still like droop down, but I literally couldn't do anything about it, or my like natural nail on that side was going to expose itself. So I don't know. That's why I said I should pinch it next time. But yes, other than that, these nails came out cute, and they did file down extremely well. And the filing process wasn't as long as I thought, but some of the nails did turn out to be more rounded somehow, even though I started out square. Like, it filed extremely easily. And I know my thumb right now, like a corner is missing. And I did these nails on like Saturday of the first Saturday of June. I literally did it that day. So I don't know why it's like that, but hey, these nails came out cute. And Clever Fortune Cookie does have a little bit of glitter. I will also put my swatch video up in the card so you guys can click on it to see all the Bomb Nails cover colors. And I'm going to let you guys watch me file. I'm going to be back, and I'm probably going to be on the sanding band when I come back on here. Because we're doing so much filing, a lot of dust is generated, so make sure you dust it off so you can see what's going on, or you might cut yourself if you can't see. But I'm using a 180 grit sanding gun, and I bumped the speed up to 8, just because it makes it a little bit easier to smooth it down. But of course, on your natural nail, you would not want to use it this high, or you will burn. And especially for a sanding band, don't use it all the way up to like 13,000 RPMs, including on your acrylic or anything like that, because it will burn. So yes, I'm just going to go ahead and further smooth everything out with the sanding band. And then after this, I will be back. So here I am removing the bulk from underneath, but you guys, look how smooth I got the nails to be after doing that back and forth with the hand file and the drill. I did try and get everything as square as possible, but I'm going in with Cloudless and You're the Pink from Madam Glam, as well as Bright Honey from Madam Glam as well. And I'm going to use Matte Top Coat from the Beatles. I did not buff my nails, but because I did that whole combination, and I used the sanding band because the sanding band can be used as like a buffer step. I didn't really need to do this, but I didn't want to make my gel polish fray into those lines because I did not feel like buffing with that mini buffer for whatever reason. So I just went ahead and used the matte top coat because it'll kind of fill in those teeny tiny lines. As long as you don't have any like deep lines, you should be fine. Like deep scratches, you'll be good. But just make sure you don't get anything on the skin and then cure it for a full 60 seconds. I'm going to be going in with the Madam Glam top coat gel. And I'm going to start off by drawing my Frenches. This is Creation White and it comes in a detailer brush already. And you just want to go side to side really and then fill in the rest. Here's where you can kind of see like the width of the nails are different, like from like side to side, but it's okay because it turned out fine in general. And I will be using a Get No 32 cleanup brush and some alcohol. And this Creation White is super pigmented, so you don't need a lot of it. Just make sure you get your smile lines as even as possible. And after you get your smile lines the way you want it, go ahead and cure it in the light for a full 60 seconds. So you can make your white like super opaque in like one coat if you do it like this with a detailer brush. Instead of having to do two coats, because sometimes, look how clumsy I am, y'all, but sometimes two coats can take a little bit more time. And it's still kind of streaky after two, but I notice when you do it like this and you fill it in with this brush, you can get a very opaque coat if you just take a little bit more time with trying to get it straight. But I do have very shaky hands, so I kind of tend to mess up the lines a little bit more, like the smile line, when I try and fill it in with the detailer brush, but I can always go back in and clean it up. You could just decide whichever one you want to do. Do you want to do two coats or do you want to do one coat? It just really depends, but make sure you do not do it thick and keep your layers thin. And if you're using a opaque white to start off with, you should be good. Make sure you get off any uncured gel before you cure, because it'll be stuck in place. And I did get a little bit of gel cured on my skin, which is fine. But make sure you don't do it a lot, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to put a layer of the Madam Glam top coat gel on, and this is a uncured. You see, I finally noticed it after I'd already cured that white layer, but this is uncured top coat gel, and I just have the gels put on a little marble plate, and you want to put a dot of your main color and let it bloom. If you have a blooming gel or a blossom gel, that's fine too, but you can use a top coat or a base coat. You can use anything. Just make sure it's not cured and make sure it's clear. After that, go ahead and wait for your design to bloom. It might take a little bit more time. And as you see, I left the ring finger and the thumb blank because I wanted to do like a completely like bloomed out little look on this, but it didn't go as planned, so I ended up just doing marble. And the marble is super easy when it comes to the blooming gel and or like the little top coat thing. So just make sure you have enough gel on there, and you can also kind of like force it to bloom if you want to. It definitely did start to, but it just took too long. So after you get it in the spot you wanted to, go ahead and cure it, and then you can either add another layer of the top coat on and leave it uncured and do it again but with smaller dots, or if you want a clean look, you can go ahead and just use your dots like regular. And this is just a dotting tool, by the way. I think from my local nail supply store. You can get these off of Amazon, Wish, AliExpress, literally anywhere. But if you do it in this design, like, and before it spreads or anything like that, it looks so good, like with the clean circles. But I wanted to do it with like the kind of like frayed out circles because I had a completely different look. I wanted to kind of do all three kind of sort of, but it didn't end up happening, but it still turned out very, very cute. And you guys will see when it comes to that ring finger how it just started to like not look right. And by the way, now I'm curing for 30 seconds in between because I'm using the Madam Glam polishes, and the Madam Glam polishes so you can cure them for 30 seconds in between. So also, I do have a discount code with Madam Glam. It's Anisa 30_1. The link that automatically applies my code will be down below in the description. So for the ring finger, I want to go ahead and try out the little design again, but with the final color to make it kind of like it's changing colors. But I didn't like it at all. Like, it just did not look good, and instead of filing it all off, I decided to wait because I still didn't know what I was going to do on the thumb. So I was like, let me see if I like it by the time I come back to the thumb. So, and it does spread out pretty well. You're going to see also the more gel polish you use, the more it'll spread. So like, I'm not talking about like the top coat layer, but I'm talking about the actual like design. So you're gonna see, especially for the thumb, it kept spreading, and I just put random dots all over the place. You can pick up a scoop if you want to, like with your dotting tool or with like a cleanup brush or any type of brush, and put a bunch of gel polish down at one time. But remember, you have to swirl these colors together, so you'll make it very hard on yourself. And use a dotting tool like this, but like the smaller end, or use a brush and do it. The dotting tool was very easy because it was very easy to swirl all the colors around and really break them up and add more colors here and there without it blending too much. And of course, because that blooming gel is underneath as well, or that top coat, it's just going to spread it out, you see? And now it's kind of like meshing together without mixing all three together. And I saw it on the thumb and I was like, oh yes, I'm going to do it on this finger. So that layer was still wet. And I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to go in and do some more dots and see. And I just gave up because I was like, oh, I don't like it. So I went ahead and added some more top coat and did another marble. Again, let me know if you guys would try this marbling technique out in the comments below, or if you have tried it out before. And I'm gonna go in with a layer of top coat. This is the Madam Glam top coat to seal it all in. And I think I just need to cure this for 60 seconds and wait a couple seconds and then wipe the tacky layer off and leave it at that, because I see everybody else use the Madam Glam top coat and have it be super, super shiny. And they could be using like the little Madam Glam like little light that they send you, like the little 6-volt voltage one, and it'll cure for them just fine. But for me, once I wipe that tacky layer off, it gets dull. So I'm just thinking that I'm under curing the product, even though I'm curing it for 30 seconds. I think for whatever reason, I'm just not doing it right. And I wait for a little while too to make sure that shine comes back. And as you can see, it has a little bit of shine, but it kind of did lose the majority of its shine. So here I am going in with the Bomb Nails shiny top coat, and you guys look at the shine already. So I think it's just a me thing and I'm messing up. So I think the Madam Glam top coat is perfectly fine, and it does last, like, because on my mom it's shiny. Like, I did the crocodile nails and they're still shiny and they're going strong. So here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Everything I have linked to be linked to down in the description. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Also, this did turn out like a little bit blue. So yeah, excuse that.